Miscellaneous minds, never explaining the minds. Devilish grin for my alias, aliens who respond. Peddling sin, thinking maybe when you get old you realize I'm not gonna fold or demise. I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Miscellaneous Minds Podcast. I'm your co-host, Boom Arigato, the cat that hands your toxicity back. And to my left over here is the main man, it's just the narrow, the man that makes the fat stacks. Together we form the dynamic duo that won't die. Deadly ideas, brother, and spicier content that your girls only fans. What is going on, everybody? Before we get into tonight's topic, please make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit. And with that, let's get right into it. So, as I'm sure a lot of you saw, much like everyone else saw, and a lot of people were talking about it. I saw a lot of memes posted about it, so on and so forth. Cardi B and Offset have broken up yet again. It looks like this time they might be heading towards divorce. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Listen, there's a couple different points that I want to attack here. First of all, on their actual circumstance. Let's be honest. They've broken up God knows how many times before. Basically the same accusations that even though she hasn't outright said it, it looks like Offset may have cheated yet again. I guess after Cardi announced the split, Offset was down in Miami, I believe it was, partying, and I guess he had a couple females with him, so on and so forth. Okay, so we can safely assume that man's cheated. Okay, no surprise there. And then the way that she's acting, again, posting about it, saying, you know, I'm the wrong one, don't fuck with me, blah, 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 blah. Again, we kind of know. Listen. My overall point on the circumstances, first of all, are any of you really that fucking surprised by this? I mean, we've been here before. It is what it is. I'm not saying that things can be fixed after an initial fuck up or initial breakup. I'm not saying that at all. It absolutely can be fixed. But let's be honest. Look at who these people are. Look at the type of behavior that they both really evolve themselves into, the way they talk, the way they carry themselves, the way they portray themselves, so on and so forth. Are we really that fucking surprised that these two people that seems to be the epitome of toxicity are really out here breaking up, cheating, so on and so forth? No, not at all. So listen, I'm not fucking surprised at all by any means that this happened. And listen, are they going to get back together? They might. They might. I don't think it's going to last, but they might. And I feel like if they do get back together, we'll be right back here in a few months to a year, so on and so forth. Look, they got a daughter. They got kids together. So the reality of the circumstances is they're going to be, for a decent amount of time, attached at the hip in one way or the other. Now, on to the second point that I wanted to address. I've seen a lot of women, post that, oh, if, Cardi B is proof that, you could do your nails, your hair, your ass, your this, your that, and it won't keep a man and blah, blah, blah. Listen, first of all, listen. None of you are Cardi B. The situation that she's in does not apply to you. Don't try to force and shoehorn your shitty situation into this situation. Now, the reason I say that is because, listen, Cardi B and Offset have an astronomical amount of money to the point where the things that they're going through, you will never go through. Now, I'm not saying just because you're poor or rich, you can't be cheated on or cheated by or so on and so forth. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is listen, let's be honest. The temptation for Offset is much, much higher than it would be for the average individual. Why is that? Because Offset's a multimillionaire who's famous and he's got Cardi B by his side. So a lot of women want to be her. A lot of women want to be able to say, I'm the one that was so great that I made Offset leave Cardi B. So again, none of you are that great. Let it go. It doesn't involve you, ladies. I'm not saying, again, you can't be cheated on. I'm not saying it hasn't happened to you. I'm not saying you may not even feel what she's going through. I get it. I understand. But at the same time, stop trying to shoehorn your lives into this particular situation. Nothing to do with you. Now, listen. I heard I believe it was an Instagram live that Cardi posted. And I'll be honest with you, I did feel bad. I definitely felt her pain. It sucked, that she came out. You could definitely sense the pain that she was going through based on her words and how eventually her voice started to crack and so on and so forth. I'm not here to shame anybody. Again, they're both not great people, which is why I believe they are in the circumstances that they are. But I'm not here to shame someone for being cheated on. I am here to shame Offset because he's the one that cheated. Look, my man, if you truly don't want to be with this woman or if the temptation is truly that high, leave. Go fuck with somebody else. Go do your thing. Tell her, look, I can't do this no more. I can't be with you, blah, 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 and then dipset. But don't fucking do this shit where you're with the mama, your baby's kids, and you treat her like that. So again, I don't think either one of these people is good people.
I think they both demonstrate the levels of toxicity that in any other circumstance, I think it would be shameful for him. Again, Offset's constantly cheating, and at one point, Cardi B admitted to drugging men and robbing them for their money. So, would you really want to date either of these individuals? Take away your love of of their act, of who they might be, of their music, and so on and so forth. Would you really find yourself dating either one of these individuals? I think not, and if you do, I think you're just as stupid as them, and you're more than likely going to end up in a similar type of relationship. What do you think about that, my man?
Look, man, it's a very unfortunate situation, especially because, again, like from Cardi B's situation, it seems like the most of the blame on why the relationship didn't work, it definitely was on Offset. Offset definitely did basically hand her a big L, an undeserved one. Cardi B's not a saint, but she didn't deserve any of this, to be honest. Like, again, cheating, it sucks. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemies. I understand that. It is a sense of betrayal. You shouldn't wish that on anybody. You shouldn't inflict that on anybody. And again, Offset, yeah, he is a bit of a scumbag for that. But at the same time, and I'm not saying this is an invitation. Don't hold this over me. But at the same time, it didn't feel like, besides maybe entrepreneurial deals that she had with Offset, like for one, they had a late night meal at a late night deal at McDonald's, kind of like the Travis Scott burger. Like the fact that they had deals, like, yes, they engaged in deals together. Granted, they were limited time offers, but it didn't seem like even she was fully invested into a relationship. And what I mean by that is, I remember some comment about Offset, cheating on one of these things, and people were saying, well, how come you don't leave Offset? Is it because you have low self-esteem? And she was like, no, I don't have low self-esteem. Like, I know I look good. I know I do all these things. I know I can pull off any person that I want. That language right there, to me, illustrates that she wasn't as fully invested. To an extent, she was fully invested to at least stay at the very sake, and I'll give her the benefit of the doubt in this, to stay at the very least for the kids, which you should do to some extent. But it didn't seem like, to me, she was fully invested in Offset the person, at the very least, emotionally speaking. And I should emphasize emotionally speaking. Again, if she wanted to invest with her kids and she wanted to invest in his entrepreneurial endeavors, again, she's more than welcome to do so, and she should do that, because even as a partner, you should invest in your partner, man or woman. But again, as a person, and I can only gauge that from language that she's said, it didn't seem like she invested a whole lot into Offset the person, which means she didn't really seem like she was entirely too trusting. And again, he cheated. There's nothing you can do about that. Their trust is kind of eroded at that point. So if you weren't totally invested in that person emotionally, the pain of having to leave, although it hurts, yes, you should probably leave sooner. The only unfortunate part is, I imagine the hurt must have come really hard for her to do this, because they officially separated in, I think it was December 11th. She made it absolutely official, which was before Christmas. It sucks that, like, separating already with kids involved, that already sucks already. Doing it before Christmas, that's salt in the wound. I'm not saying that's her fault. She should do what she needs in this situation, especially if she truly believes that Offset isn't behind her as a person. The unfortunate matter is, and again, this isn't her fault. The unfortunate matter is in situations like this, we talked about it with Blueface and his chick. I can't remember at the top of my head. My mind's blanking. Krishan Rock. They have kids involved. Hell, they even have a dog involved. Like, no matter what, that's gonna hurt. No matter what that you do in this situation. Like, I understand not wanting to stay. I also understand the pain of having to leave in the first place. I know you have some experience in that with family on that, but yeah, it sucks all around. It's a very, very unfortunate situation. What is it you have to add to that?
Here's the problem, bro, is that I understand the circumstance, and unfortunately in some scenarios you may both want to try and make it work, but given who you are, given who the other individual is, it might just not be able to fix. And at that point, I do think it is healthy to have a honest conversation with each other. The problem is that, again, when you go off and you start cheating without involving your partner in that conversation of, look, maybe we should split up type of thing, that's where I think a lot of people start to lose the whole, oh, look, there's nothing that can be done, because you could have at least done that. Again, it would have been a shitty conversation to have, But at least, hey, you were honest. You can leave your the relationship with your head up high, saying, hey, look, I did the right thing. It sucked, but it is what it is. Apart from that, is there anything else you want to add to that, my man?
I think that's all for me.
And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.